me, actually.
I think it's me.
No.
You know, welcome to the Lincoln Drive. You know, this is your host, Devin Hall.
And this is Melissa Quinones.
Yeah.
Asia will not be with us today, but she will be on our next show.
Yeah, she definitely will. We want to talk about a lot of things. We want to talk about Ray Rice today. I know y'all heard about Ray Rice. You know, we're not talking about football at all. We're talking about him, you know, Floyd Mayweather and his fiance in Atlantic City down Rebel Hotel. And we're talking about Kamara Lee Simmons. She just got out of a relationship with Russell Simmons and the guy who played on what you call that movie? The
Blood
dark
Diamond?
skin, yeah, Blood Diamond. She got out of a relationship with this guy, and then she just secretly got married, right? You know, these girls nowadays. Skylar Diggins, woo! She on the Swimsuit Sports Illustrated 50th anniversary, looking sexy as can be.
Looking hot, y'all.
I see Ludacris having trouble.
Oh yeah, with some child support issues, but he'll figure it out.
Yeah, then we got Chris Brown, your boy.
Yes, he is in some trouble once again, but he claims it isn't true. So we'll talk about that when we get back.
Yeah, we also have Understanding Politics Up. Pump it up. We got to pump it up in here. We also have my main man, my right hand, Mr. Jay Ortiz is in the building. Philly in the building. Stand up. We in here. We got a lot to talk about, so I want y'all to stay tuned and, you know, just keep listening. You know, we'll be right back after this break. What's your thoughts on like abuse, domestic violence, actually?
Domestic violence relationships. I mean, I don't agree with it, obviously, but this is a little sketchy. So basically, what happened, y'all, was Bryce and his fiance, they both went to a casino.
Rebel?
Right. So they both went to a casino, and basically what happened was a casino in Atlantic City at that, and they were caught on camera getting into a fight with one another, but they both were engaged in the fight, so they both were arrested. And then after they were released from jail, they wound up just going home together after that. Like, it was nothing.
Well, you know, I just heard about this news this morning, actually.
Right.
Everybody on Twitter, you know, social media, they let me know everything. Everybody, like Ray Rice, they was talking about First Take, actually, this morning, about how they went into commercial break with no music. You know, normally, you know, commercial, First Take, they normally end their show with music playing, you know, things like that. They didn't have no music. I heard Stephen A. was, like, pissed off about everything. So I asked a friend of mine what happened about Ray Rice. What happened to Ray Rice? They say, yo, check this out. Check this link out. Look at the link. I seen a video of him carrying his girl off the elevator. She was unconscious. It's a little sketchy because we don't know actually what happened for real, for real. Don't get me wrong. She probably was running, popping, fly at the lip, and you know she probably hit him, and he probably hit her back. You know they at the Revel, and you know I go to the casino all the time, and just to let you know, Revel is just not a hotel; it's a casino. It's one of the newest casinos there, and when you at a casino, they supply you with endless drinks. And then on top of that, he's a football player, so he's not worried about their drinks. He's probably just buying drinks or whatever the case may be. Long story short, they got arrested, like you said. I don't know. I think the NFL will punish him. That's what I think.
Yeah, they just might. Actually, they talked about, like, what if they were to cut him from the team, that there'll be 14.25 million in dead money. So that's not accounted for at all if they were to cut him. But going back to your comment when you said, now, what if it was her that instigated the fight? Why did it have to be her? What if it was him?
Because
or
it's
something
always,
that he
you know
did?
why? You know why? Because he's the face of it. Everybody looks at Ray Rice because he's a football player, he's an African American, and on top of that, he's a male. This happened just like the Chris Brown situation when Rihanna they had a little assault towards one another in the car. Everybody was depicting Chris Brown like, yeah, Chris Brown, he shouldn't have did this, he shouldn't have did that, he's a woman beater. Nobody know what happened. Then you got Rihanna embarrassing herself, crying on happy birthday to her too. Embarrassing herself on TV, going to different networks, crying to Oprah about what happened. Come on.
First of all,
What's up
that's
with
the
that?
wrong word to even say embarrassing. I don't know, she was not. She was saying the story and how she felt. She got messed up. By those pictures, she was messed up. I'll be crying too, right on camera, letting everybody know what happened. But it's not fair to say that we think that it was her that instigated the fight, y'all. It's not fair. Because it probably was not her that instigated the fight. We don't know what happened, but all TMZ showed was the last part of it when they were exiting the elevator. And that's all we seen was when he yoked her up real quick. So that's all we know.
Well, speaking of females, Kimora Lee Simmons is married again to
Yeah, she
Tim
is.
Lesnar, an investment banker. You know, we found out by Russell Simmons, actually. Kind of weird, right?
No,
Ex-husband.
because they have like a close relationship. Like if you follow Kimora's relationship with Russell, they still have like business ventures with each other. They still, they have kids with one another. So he's gonna know that and air it out before anybody.
I think she did it for the money. He's
I mean-
56 years old. She's 38. That's 18 years. That's 18 years.
She likes old men.
That's 18 years. He was a senior in high school and she wasn't even coming out the womb yet. That's 18 years.
I mean, I don't know. Kimora just knows how
She
to
not
make
get
it.
money.
He got money. She got money. I mean, whatever. She just thought it was a good match.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had her money though. I want to talk about Skylar Diggins, man. Like we've been talking about Skylar Diggins. Me and my boys. That's the only female basketball player I know besides Candace Parker. And I only know those two because they look good and they also can ball. Skylar Diggins, she's on the Sports Illustrated magazine looking. She looks good. She looks good. I don't even know what to say. She just looks good.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna hate. She does. She looks very good. But I'm gonna let Dev talk about this because Dev always wants to talk about women on the show. But if I talk about a man on the show, it's an issue. So
No.
I'm gonna let you take it.
No, because I want to talk about this because she's bad. She's bad. Like she's bad. That's all I gotta say. She looks good when she has the uniform on. When she's in regular clothes, she alright. But when she put that swimsuit on, she caught my attention. I was
I
like,
bet she did.
Like, yeah, Skylar. Like, then on top of that, I seen her at the All-Star game. She was she was looking good. Like, but forget about Skylar
She was
Diggins.
saying,
She was doing all that. You don't know that. Ludacris having trouble paying child support.
All right.
He's broke. I'm hearing.
Yeah, he's broke, but the lady is asking for, well,
15.
yeah, the baby moms is asking for a little bit too much money, like a little too much. Like, how much did she ask for?
15,000 a
Yeah.
month.
That's a little too much. So Ludacris says that he can only afford to pay he can only afford to pay like what, 1,000
800.
15, yeah, he can only afford to pay 1,500. So he's saying that last year he didn't even make that much. He only made like what, 55K?
$55,000 last year. I don't believe it. This is ludicrous.
And he's saying that
I
basically
don't
he's
believe
having all of these financial
fraud.
problems because his not co-host, but the person that starred in Fast and Furious with him Paul Walker died. So he's blaming all his financial troubles on that, saying that he couldn't get over it. So that's why his money just started to go. So
Yeah, and Tyrese chimed in on that too. He said he's actually having a little trouble paying child support as well because they actually was depending on Fast Furious 7 because they was thinking it was gonna be a big hit, and now that movie is on hold because of the Paul Walker, that's actually pushing his money back. So he's in a minor setback.
yeah.
I don't know. I thought he the way he be talking in them rap songs, you would think he getting bread. Like he got his daughter birthday, the tail number of his plane. He talking that money. And you get making $55,000 a year. Come on,
But
man.
if you don't know how to manage your money, it doesn't even matter how much money you're making. Like, if you cannot manage your money, you're gonna go through it like water. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. So that's his problem right now. So hopefully he gets it together and figures out this whole child support issue.
Oh, we got a $3 million lawsuit too. We about to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we do.
You know, I'm glad I just got done talking about Skylar Diggins. I had my fair share, but now you can talk about your boy. Your guy,
All
Chris
right,
Brown.
so he's in the headlines again, y'all.
Second time this week.
Yes. So basically, what happened was, there's this guy named Parker Adams that claims that he's going to make a $3 million lawsuit against Chris Brown because while he was at this hotel in D.C., Chris Brown attacked him, and he claims that it was for homosexual reasons why Chris Brown attacked him.
Right.
Chris is saying that that's not what happened at all, and what happened was Adam was like trying to strong arm his way inside of their tour bus. So when that happened, Chris Brown just took action. It had nothing to do with the man being homosexual or anything. It just happened because he just tried to get his way in the tour bus.
Well, the guy actually says, Chris Brown said this, I ain't down with that gay, you know, and then beat him and broke his nose.
I mean, I just think he's after money because then the guy goes on and says that he wants $1 million from for each of his injuries that he has, and then another $5K for the damages.
And he's trying to get that bread. That's all I know. He's gonna get that bread. That's the only thing I could possibly think of. Chris Brown making money. He's always in the headlines. He's going to sue him, and on top of that, he's fighting his case right now in court as well.
Right.
So it's a rude awakening for him. Hopefully he can stay out of the headlines, just like your boy Justin Bieber and also George Zimmerman. And that's about it. But we have understanding politics to talk about and speak with when we come back right after this break.
Back, we're going to talk with Understanding Politics.
Understanding politics. We have Ms. Tya in the building.
Hi.
The president of Understanding Politics. How you doing today?
I'm alright, I'm okay.
Okay. I have a question for you. What is up? You know, I noticed that y'all had an interview. I mean, y'all had a forum last night in Grim Hall.
Yes.
And the name of it was The Clash of Thinking.
Yes, cognitive dissonance.
Okay. Oh, cognitive dissonance. The Clash of Thinking. What was that about?
Well, last night we discussed African American history and African history. We broke down religion, we broke down music, education system. We broke down a lot of things that we felt like targeted African Americans.
Okay.
And
Like-
teaching them pretty much the truth about themselves as far as pretty much where religion, the story of Jesus comes from, the story of Osiris. We also talked about the Brown versus Board of Education, and pretty much after that desegregation, they use systems like a gifted program and the learning disability to continue segregate white people from African Americans and still alter your education, water down your education so that they could still educate white people they were before the Brown versus Board of Education. So it went really deep last night, went really far even with music, comparing music we listen to now and how hip hop was originally and how it influenced people, because a lot of these artists are college educated, you know, and they give off the message to sell drugs or disrespect women, and that's not even the way they live, but that's what they, you know, they sell out.
Okay. So what is up?
UP stands for Understanding Politics. So what we do originally is we educate everyone about their at-home election dates. We educate everyone on their at-home election dates. We tell them who represents them in different positions, different candidates, and we also teach them how to fill out the absentee ballot so that you can vote from school.
Oh, okay. I was actually there too at the event, and I noticed that you had Dr. Poe as one of the people that were speaking at the forum. So what was your reasoning behind having your guest speakers?
My guest speakers were very educated in the topic that we were discussing. I was trying to have a few peer panelists to give the perspective of African American students on campus, but I also wanted to have the educated facts behind it. That's why I had a guest speaker come from Philadelphia, Carl C. Jones, come up. He's a professor at Hartford University. He also teaches in this field. So I thought it was important to have those people there for people who had questions that your students, our peers didn't know.
Mhm.
You know, so they were there for that sort of support.
I noticed that you said this is an event in celebration and enlightenment of Black History Month.
Mhm.
I'm glad that you decided to have this event during Black History Month, in Black History Month. And also it says, you said it's discussing the black-on-black attacks and the systems in the society that doesn't place against Black people that were in ignorant to everyday, deep
Mhm.
events that will and also enhance people's value of themselves being Black and the value of African American brothers and sisters. Do you feel like we degrade ourselves as African Americans?
I feel like we don't appreciate each other. I feel like we don't know each other. I feel as though we are ignorant to where we come from, and that ignorance leads to low self-esteem, and it gives self-hatred. And that's like, if you hate yourself, you're gonna hate everyone else that either looks like you or like you, and that's where we come into conflict with each other. It's a self-hate thing that we haven't come to understand, and it's simply because we don't know ourselves. So I thought it was important to put that out there.
Okay, now I know that you said it's like we don't respect ourselves, we don't know who we are almost in a sense.
And we don't, that's very true.
Alright, well you have people nowadays like, you have this new song actually, Lookin' BB, you know what I'm saying? That's Nicki Minaj's new song. Then you got guys attacking girls as well. I feel like we know ourselves because, no, I feel like we do know ourselves because, you know, growing up, I was bored, be honest with you. I was bored learning about the history when in that middle school and elementary school and all that, but it actually enlightened me on what I needed to know on our ancestors and everything. But we say it every day. We got you. I'm pretty sure a lot of your friends or family members use negative words towards each other, but that's how we speak to each other. Like that's what we grew up on. And I don't feel like I hope your organization can help change that in a sense on Lincoln's campus, but I don't really see that changing at all because you have a lot of people like Reverend Al Sharpton talks about how things are what you want to call it, escalating in the murders, like the Jordan Davis situation. You got the Trayvon Martin situation. You have a lot of situations that's antagonizing Black people. But as a race, I don't feel like we're moving nowhere.
Well, we're not. And the reason, okay, so I'm going to go back to when you said that you feel like we know ourselves. You might feel like you know yourself as an individual, but as a race, we do not know ourselves. And I would say because we don't know ourselves is because we were stripped from our culture and our traditions, and that's why we don't know ourselves. Also, another reason is because we came here without a language. Everyone that has come to this country had a language. We had to develop our own. And where a lot of people are confused about is Ebonics came out as our language and our communication and our vernacular to communicate with one another.
Right.
So that is our language in a certain sense, Ebonics. So we had to create a culture for ourselves. And that's why we don't know ourselves because, yeah, we're taught this in school to a certain extent, but we never go deep enough.
Right.
And even being at an HBCU, honestly, I would challenge the Lincoln University, the first historically Black HBCU, to enlighten us more about certain things like this and to have more forums. We shouldn't just be having all of these forums that pertain to our history just in 1 month. We have to remember that.
28 days.
Right, just in 1 month. We need to expand that, and that's something that we have to do better as a university and as a people.
Well, to comment on what Dev was saying earlier, what I meant by we don't know ourselves, we don't know where we came from was my point.
Okay.
We may see each other now, how we reenact with each other now, but we don't understand why we do that.
Right.
There's a lot of systems in place against African Americans that was the whole point, is that we're ignorant to these systems, and then we entertain these systems, and then we push it amongst each other. It's almost like we're puppets of some other system, right? Something that we're not even aware of. It's kind of like a brain dirty, and I'm not gonna call it brainwashing because brainwashing would be a good thing, cleansing. It would be informing them about themselves. That's the brainwashing part because you were brought into this system And from day one, you've been brainwashed. You've been brain dirty. They've been telling you all of these things that aren't true. Like you were saying in elementary school or middle school when you were being taught history and you were bored and it didn't really
resonate.
Right.
Yeah.
That's because they made you think that, first of all, African history started with slavery. And we've been here thousands of years before slavery.
Right.
We've had, we have so much proof out there that proves that we've been here way before the times of slavery. You know, we have educating each other on what Moors are. Last night we talked about how there were women that were kings and pharaohs in Egypt. We talked about a lot of things yesterday. It got really deep. But the point was that this was information that we weren't taught. And those facts will give you confidence in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the European system teaches the European kids about themselves. That's why they feel so good about themselves. But nobody's teaching us anything other than us being slaves that couldn't read and write. But we were the ones that taught them how to read and write.
Right.
You know, we went to their parts of Europe and taught them how to do math and, you know, all of those things. And they make it seem like they taught us. And we taught them.
Right.
And we don't know that.
So how did you feel about the outcome of your farm?
I was so happy when, you know, so many people came. There was a lot more people, especially with all the events going on yesterday.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And being as though the topic is so touchy,
Mhm.
and it's very hard to peel the layers of African American people now. It's kind of like when they see these type of things, they think it's boring.
Mhm.
They don't want to go. They don't think it's going to be entertaining. And it was very entertaining. Everyone was so engaged. Everyone was giving their opinions, and so it was actually surprising to know how many people did know about these things.
Right.
And we were just in there flowing. It was really good.
I have a question. So why, I seen the flyer,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to know basically, what was the concept of the flyer? Like, why did you choose to have, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce on the?
Because
Right.
that's what people idolize nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted those people that think that way to come out. I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to capture two different mindsets. That's the clash of thinking.
Right.
You got the people who idolize King Tut and the pharaohs that I was talking about that were women,
Mhm.
and then you have the people that idolize Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Right, that makes sense.
That's true.
I actually like that. I just have one question, just to wrap this up. So what made you decide to start this organization? Is this a new organization?
Yes,
Okay,
It is.
so what made you decide to start this?
it was actually over summer break before we got back to school. I was listening to a radio station with my grandma. I think it was like WHYY. You know, old people listen to that. And they were talking about someone who was in office who was trying to just cut all these funds from education, healthcare, all these things for his own state.
Mhm.
And it's like, yo, who's putting these people in office?
Right.
You know, and it's like when we don't vote, we're putting them in office. And it's like if you're more aware of your at-home election dates, you would look more into who's running. You would find out these people put this information out there. I'm a Republican. You know, I'm going to cut money from this and cut money from that, put it in the military or put it here.
Mhm.
And when you don't agree, that's when you don't vote for them. And that's how you are able to put in office who you feel like will represent you better. Because as African Americans, we're always complaining, but what are we doing about it?
Right.
Very true.
I agree. I really agree. And I actually appreciate you for stopping by
Mhm.
and lighting us on understanding politics. And I'm actually, you know, I was surprised. You know, you wasn't shy. You went ham. Listen, I normally talk my behind off on the show. You did a better job than I normally do.
Oh,
so
thank
you did a
you.
good job. I'm
Yeah.
glad you explained yourself. And we have, you know, your guest over here.
Oh, yes. Monet, she's my treasurer, love understanding politics.
Hey. Well, I just want you to know, we really appreciate you stopping by Lincoln Drive, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And also, just to let you know, do y'all have, like, how often are y'all having forums
Oh, we were
throughout
gonna
the
have
semester?
throughout the semester, people asked for us to have movie nights of the production show last night. So we're probably going to have another forum as soon as we come back from spring break that first week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all stay out on the lookout.
Yes, up Understanding Politics. We also have Instagram at UP_Understanding Politics.
Okay.
So go ahead and follow that.
All right, now, thank you. I hope everybody listened to Understanding Politics. Up next, we have Jay Ortiz, rapper from Philadelphia, radio personality, and Howard University graduate, coming up next.
We're here with Jay Ortiz. He's a Howard University grad.
What up?
Right, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely an up and coming artist out of Philadelphia, but I started off rapping and you know, just doing my radio show at Howard. So I just graduated from Howard. I'm out here now, just, you know, trying to be a young entrepreneur, making moves. Showing love to my man Dev for sure.
Right, man. We got somebody special in the building too. This is WHBC's host, 2013 Show of the Year, 106 in Howard. Host here. We have radio personality, artist, You say you entrepreneur, you do everything, man. You know, you my man, right hand. So I don't wanna put too much out there.
Yeah, like,
it's not like I don't know you.
I don't feel, I ain't gonna lie, like Lincoln got to understand, like, matter of fact, what's up, Lincoln? Like, shout out to Lincoln University. I am in the building, that's first of all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like people know Dev is like my right hand man. Like as far as when I perform, like that's my hype man. That's everything. So this right here is kind of family. So it's all love in here.
Right.
Oh,
So
check y'all out.
Melissa part of the family. It's all love.
right,
Okay.
you in this building, you in the building. So we just want to know what made you choose rapping. You know, I know you do. You did racing cars growing up from 9 years old and doing everything. You know, your step pop got urban youth going on. Your mom doing her thing.
Right. Yeah. Everybody listen to Part 99 later on. She's gonna be on there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Handbags for Peace. But no, I mean, I was at Howard. You know what I'm saying? My man, shout out to my man Zach. He did a little song. I wasn't really rapping back then. I was just doing radio. But I was always around rappers, and I was freestyling, and you know how we was doing. We was always in the car doing all that.
Right.
So my man did a little song. It was a little joke. It was
Cook Swag.
Right, it was called Cook Swag. It was, to me, it was a joke, right? When he did it, I was like, I kind of laughed at him. I mean, but he was like, put a verse on it. So I mean, I swear on everything. We went in the Carver dorm, went up in there, I laid a 8. I didn't even lay a 16. I laid an 8-bar verse.
Right.
We kept it going. So I recorded. I get it mastered. I'm at Philly. I'm out Philly. I don't got nothing to do in the summertime. Get a video shot. That thing go viral. I'm like, what? Like it just go viral.
That's crazy.
So I've never recorded a song before that. It went. We did 20,000 on YouTube. We did 70,000 on WorldStar.
WorldStarHipHop.com.
Yeah, we was moving. We was definitely moving. So I just kind of, I don't know. Now I liked it. Like I wanted to take my own lane. I was like, if I can do all of that without even trying, imagine if I put some effort into it. You know what I'm saying?
Because you only been rapping for like what, like 3 years or something
Yeah.
like that?
Well, as far as recording, I only been recording about 3-4 years. I've been rapping. I don't know. I've been writing bars in my notebook for like, forever. But as far as like really being confident and trying to get on the mic, yeah, it was definitely about 3 years. Matter of fact, and my song they about to play, it lets you know how long I've been rapping.
Talking about, man.
What they talking about?
But I'm being from Philly, you know, we both from Philly. But being from Philly, you know, you got a lot of rappers that rap alike. You know, a lot of people be like, you know what, man, everybody sound alike. You got Meek. People say this. People sound like Meek. People sound like Quilly. People sound like Spado. I don't know why I said Spado.
Whoa.
You got,
Shout out to Spado. No diss, but nobody. I don't feel like I never heard nobody say that.
I'm just talking. You got Vodka. I'm just talking. You got Vodka. You got Bricks. You got NH. You got a lot of rappers. Everybody and those type of rappers rap aggressive.
Right.
And everybody talk about guns, violence, and everything like that. What makes you different?
Well, I mean, honestly, like, I don't rap about nothing you was just talking about.
Right.
I don't rap about guns. I don't rap really about drugs. I mean, like, I'm just a different type of guy. Like, I'm a college graduate, and, like, I'm just, like I say, I call myself Young Papi Chulo with a crazy flow. Like,
Ooh,
y'all gonna really be able to tell. Like, I got a different motive. Like, I'm trying to give y'all, I give y'all energy. I give you the Philly energy. When I rap, it's definitely, you can hear I'm from Philly, but just the way I rap, I'm educated. I'm not a dumb man. I went to Howard, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Howard University, just graduated. So like, when I rap, you can tell I'm educated. I spit with confidence and with etiquette, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I like that.
Yeah, I was listening to one of your songs too. It was about politics and the right to vote and talking about voting. Like that's something that caught my attention too, because it's not like the same thing that you constantly hear on the radio.
Right.
And that's something that you definitely have to do too. I know, like creating a whole new image, like doing something different and out of the box. So.
Well, I first want to thank you for taking a listen to that. The song was called Politics as Usual. I teamed up with a group out of New York actually, so you know, shout out to where you from, New York City. I teamed up with True Magic and some music class at the Berkeley School of Music in Boston. We did that. We was trying to get on the campaign for real, because I had a little in, but ended up not working out. But I mean, the song itself was definitely it was a great experience. It was something different. It was out the box. You know, I just like to cover a lot of topics. I like to do everything. I got another song called Hey Philly. I just wrote a message to, you know, it's featuring my little sister. She 8, her name GJ. But it was a little message. It was just a message to the city, because we got highest murder rate. We got the number 1 rate with tats on our face. We got just all kind of dumb stuff that people are like hype about, and I just feel like I'm not gonna take a shot at it, but I'm just letting you know like it's not cool. Like, and it's cool to not stay in Philly. Like, I'm out here in Lincoln. That's 2 hours away. At the end of the day, you can't stay in Philly or you won't be stagnant. And I don't feel like a lot of my generation doesn't understand that.
So if you're after coming off your first mixtape, somebody called a doctor. How did you like feel about that mixtape? You know, we did our couple shows, and you know you about to drop your second mixtape, Unfair Exchange.
Well, as an independent artist, I definitely, I'm proud of what I did. I was recording out in New York. I was out Queensbridge. Shout out to Queensbridge, Long Island City. I was out there for a little minute at Choose Your Magic Studio. I recorded the whole thing. I loved it. I feel like I got to write what I wanted. Of course, ain't nobody was telling me what to do.
Right.
I was able to talk about topics like another route. You know what I'm saying? Not doing what my daddy did. Like just doing a lot of different stuff. So I definitely loved it. But I felt like it wasn't me at the end of the day. So now, and when I say that, I meant like as far as the name went. I was Dr. J or whatever.
Right.
But like now I switched it up, and the reason I switched my name to Jay Ortiz, which is my real name,
Right.
is because it's just better for branding. You know what I'm saying? I'm branding myself as a straight brand. I'm trying to be a global brand. So Dr. J is already his own brand.
Right.
Like it was cool out DC. You know what I'm saying? I was Dr. J. I was representing Philly. That's cool and all. But when I'm thinking global. We had these talks all the time.
Right.
I never thought about just Philadelphia. I never thought about America. I'm thinking
Outside.
Japan,
Right.
Puerto Rico, everywhere. I mean, even that's a little island on the U.S. But I'm thinking everywhere, bro. So the fact is, like, Jay Ortiz helped me go global, and my second mixtape, you're gonna be able to feel like it's gonna be more of a global feel. Like I'm trying to throw a little more Hispanic stuff in there. I'm trying to throw I'm trying to reach out to everybody.
Yeah, okay. Well, speaking of the
Okay,
second
that's
mixtape, we actually have, his new song. What They Talking About to be played on a Lincoln Drive exclusive right after this break. WWLU 88.7, the Lincoln Drive. Stay tuned.
Hood swag, 215 swag, young boy in his bag, Philly or DC, you can catch me popping tags.
What They Talking About. Stay tuned. Listen up.
What they talking about? 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 Always with the baddest chick. What they talking about? Always in the newest whip. What they talking about? Always smoke the loudest pack. What they talking about? In my pockets only racks. What they talking about? What they talking about, homie? What they talking about? I'm always on the scene. What they talking about? I'm always riding clean. What they talking about? Bet your life my chick lean. What they talking about?
Riding in some that make you say what the earn this lil, no such thing as luck. Seen the big picture, a quick buck. Search my will up on your phone, peep this that Bentley truck. You getting mad just doing what I'm supposed to do. Made it out of my hood, one of the only few. Got some boiling, cooking up like stew. Gonna leave a lot niggas sick, germs spread the flu. Young, not even in my prime. Only been 3 years since I learned I could rhyme. Y'all had y'all running, but now it's my time. And I don't with change, unless she a dime. Daddy doing 30, took another rock. Now it's foreigns back to back when we stepping out. Cashing checks every day, go what's a drop? Chick thick, whip sick, they talking about.
Always with the baddest chick. What they talking about? Always in the newest whip. What they talking about? Always smoke the loudest pack. What they talking about? In my pockets only racks. What they talking about? What they talking about, homie? What they talking about? I'm always on the scene. What they talking about? I'm always riding clean. What they talking about? Bet your life my chick lean. What they talking about?
Fresh like Manny B, swift like Danny B. If it's beef, don't run to no one, handle manually. My brother got the cannon B, my bitches hold the stash for me. Laid up with a Rambo named Mariah like Nick Cannon, babe. Young Poppy Chulo with a super crazy flow. Got your girl on me cause she know I'm about to blow. RPD, Louis V, first from head to toe. So hot these diamonds dripping like I'm out here melting snow. What? Reppin' Philly with my Wildcats like Villanova. Lil man like big whips, catch me in that Rover. Ain't know who Jay Ortiz was, now they scream that like over. Like I said, it's my time, so I say when it's over. When your daddy vicious, they try to see what you bout. So when you step this way, just know I'm running in your mouth. Fake niggas, roaches, I ain't worried about. Try and be the greatest ever, talking about.
Always with the baddest chick. What they talking about? Always in the newest whip. What they talking about? Always smoke the loudest pack. What they talking about? In my pockets only racks. What they talking about? What they talking about, homie? What they talking about? I'm always on the scene. What they talking about? I'm always riding clean. What they talking about? Bet your life my chick mean. What they talking about? Always with the baddest chick. What they talking about? Always in the newest whip. What they talking about? Always smoke the loudest pack. What they talking about? In my pockets only racks. What they talking about? What they talking about, homie? What they talking about?
Drive.
Yes,
So,
it is.
you just heard that new song, What They Talking About.
Homie, what they talking about?
What they talking about?
Yeah.
I feel
All
all
right.
this love in here. Like,
Okay? Because there is love in here. Now, okay, so there's a line in the song where you say, luck doesn't have anything to do with it. So, how do you feel about that, and how does that relate to your life and how you've progressed with this, with your music career and trying to get out there? Like, does luck have something to do with that?
well, for me, I go by a certain quote. It's actually free promo, so it's on my website. But I go by a quote. It's
Positive.
yeah, positive thoughts bring positive results. So, and when I say that, I just mean anything I put out into the world, I could grasp. I'm a firm believer in my mom. She's been pretty cool in the music scene, but as far as like me working on my career, she never helped me, and the reason she said she wouldn't help me is because, or she not up to this point, is because she was just like, she wanted to see if I wanted to do it. And I've learned everything I've done, whether it's book a show, whether it's book a radio show, whether it's write a song, get it done, get it recorded, get it mixed, get it mastered, everything has been on me. And I've been meeting people throughout this way. I've learned the ins and outs of the business, low key.
Right.
So it's just like, it's not luck. I really know what I'm doing now. I can manage myself if I want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I just feel like I've been grinding, and now people are seeing me. People are starting to notice me, but the other people have been noticing me because they see me on the ground. They see me at the shows. They see me everywhere networking, doing what I was doing. So yeah, nothing could be luck. Nothing is luck. If you do it, you think positive, you're gonna get positive results. Like, simple as that.
But with that song being just played, what was going through your mind when you wrote What They Talking About?
Well, when I wrote it, for real, I was like, I need a hit. That was first. I was out in Atlanta. I had like this. Shout out to CJ. His name. I call him CJ on the beat. He just like to be called CJ. Like, yeah. But you know, shout out to CJ. We was in Atlanta. We was right up on. I was right up on Morehouse campus, and he gave me the beat. He was like, "Do what you want with it." I said, "Damn, this joint sound like a hit." And then everybody was just like, I'm always like, I'm like the little man around everybody. So everybody's always got something smart to say to me. Like when I do stuff, and I'm this type of person. I do what I want, and I really don't. I don't know. I kind of walk around with that type of swag where I don't care what you got to say to me. Right. So I'm gonna do what I want, and it's no matter what they talking about. And at the end of the day, whatever you do, especially if it's positive, they gonna say something. Right. So I just don't care what they talking about, and I just do me. So as you can see, like I'm always with the, what they talking about. So
I know it's a delay. It's a little delay. You know, February 15th.
Right.
You know, it's the 20th. It's 5 days.
No. We dropping next month. It was a little misfunction with the studio and all that. I mean, it's cool, like stuff like that happens. Right. It's not cool to have a little setback on your tape, but you know, you can't really control everything. But yeah, March Unfair Exchange is on the way for sure. Everybody asks me why it's called Unfair Exchange. Simply, I'm giving it out for free and it's too hot. Simple. Like, you know what I'm saying? And nobody's giving you this much bars for free. Period. Like, so that's why it's called an Unfair Exchange, because I'm gonna give it to you. You're just gonna be able to download it. Like.
Well, yeah.
Also, sorry.
I want to talk to Melissa anyway. So continue.
Also, I was gonna say, so you're supposed to be performing somewhere tonight, right?
Oh yeah. If y'all anybody in Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying, come down XO Lounge, 7 o'clock. Y'all trying to hear what they talking about in person. It's actually my first time performing the song in person, so I'm definitely ready to turn up. Y'all might even see Dev Hall in the building, so you know.
Just might got past these midterms first.
I'm trying to see Melissa Quinones in the building too, so you know, everybody.
Okay, if y'all got a ride, I'll be there.
Right. The Grammy party, Meek Mill, you know, Philadelphia's own, you know, Instagram don't lie. I seen the pictures. I seen you with Travis Scott.
Yeah, that's a wild boy.
Brian Pumper in the building. What is that?
That's the most wild boy. I don't even want to talk about him on camera. That's the most wild boy.
He had a white beater on, didn't he?
With like all these like blings and all, like he was drawn. But for real, I want to first start off by shout out to Meek. He had like it's only, I can't really say it. Like the pictures only speak but so much. If you had to really be there to understand what Philly is doing in LA. Like it's ridiculous. He had lines lines for people to wait for shuttles to get to his party. Like, it was something I never seen before. And I mean, he had everybody in the building from Diddy to Nicki Minaj, who played me. It's cool. I'm really going like, it's cool. I remember that. I'm always going to remember it, and I'm just going to get back for next year. But Nicki was in there, Birdman, Diddy, Nelly, Justin. No, was Justin Bieber in there? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Drake, Trey Songz. The names just keep going. Jermaine Dupri, Bow Wow. It was just everybody here from Meek Mill. Like that right there is just like, I remember being in Checkers and this man was stepping on the back of his jeans buying like,
I ran to him
nuggets or something, hot sandwiches. Like, I'm just like, for him to do that and for me to see that progress, it was just like it lets you know that I'm on the right path, and it's real. Like, the dream is real.
And
like,
anything is possible.
He had Revolt in there. Like, it was just everybody. Like, he had camels and a lion.
Right.
Like, it was wild.
Then I heard the cops shut it down.
The cops
they shut it down.
They ain't really shut it down. It's like 5 or 6. I was
Party almost over.
we was stumbling down the hill. I don't remember how I got back to my wheel. I'm keep it real. Like, we was drawn in there. So and the crazy thing is, because of that trip, I'm actually getting ready to move to LA next month. So to continue my career. So that was a lot of stuff happened out there. And I mean, we're not gonna really talk about it too much. Y'all just gonna pretty much see it by the end of the year for sure.
Actions speak louder than words.
That's great.
Well, actually, we enjoy, your company here today.
Oh yeah, no, y'all, you family. She's definitely family now, and shout out to the producer of the show. Yeah, everybody. I appreciate the hospitality, man, and definitely, HBCU love all day, like
right.
for
So
sure.
when you drop your mixtape, you gonna send us a tape over here, or
you gonna be on it? Why he fronting? I don't understand.
Okay, you're his whole hype.
Right,
I'm
just
gonna have a
saying.
tape. He gonna have a tape before everybody have a tape. All I'm asking is when am I gonna be up here? He gotta set it up.
Oh yeah,
Like,
so
we
you
got-
We'll have you up here soon then.
Right, we need a show because he got to set it up. So y'all could, because I don't know if Lincoln, I've heard you performed up here, and I have never been able to witness it.
2.5
So
years ago.
y'all got to understand, like, Dev really is a performer. Like, he's an entertainer. So we got to make this happen, man.
Right, y'all
I
already
sing,
know.
so if you want to put me on the track real quick.
I'm
We
so
can do
with
that.
it. I'm like super with it. Dev will tell you everything. All my contacts, cool.
Absolutely. So, any more questions? Or?
Oh no, I'm done. This is
Well,
all
look,
like it to be honest.
shout out to Lincoln U. You know what I'm saying? Unfair Exchange is on its way, coming out next month. Follow me at JernRacer on Twitter, at JernRacer on Instagram, and I just dropped my new website yesterday, Jay Ortiz Live. So make sure y'all go check that out. We got about 400 hits in the first day. Yes sir, JRTsLive.com. And I mean, any up and coming artists, I'm also, like I said, Dev said, I'm a host. So I do interviews and everything for everybody. So just come check me out, JRTsLive.com.
Thank you for coming by the Lincoln Drive. Have a good afternoon, Lincoln University.
Peace.
Dr. J. Yeah. Lock, pop, and youngins thinking this what life bout. I took another route, try and get my mother out. Youngins selling chicks, stripping, this what life bout. I took another route, try and get my mother out. I took another route, I took another route, I took another route, try and get my mother out. Streets calling, trying to see what Dr. J about. Daddy doing 30, so I took another route. He said these real ain't what they talking about. When he's a real money's all he talking about. Here I am on this path, finding poisonous snakes. Not talking cobras, my own man's plotting on my cake. Had to take a break, fall back, get my head clear. Wrote a couple bars, couldn't even get my pitch to hit. Now I'm guest on radio shows, ain't been a half a year. Grinding, now I'm shining, this what these rappers feared. Now I'm everywhere, and while recording Sunday. Burning track down, class in DC Monday. When the weekend comes, shit, you know I party hard. Walk up in the club, peep the superstar. Hungry youngin', something like a lion on the prowl. Trying to fight through the jungle just to make my mama proud. Lock, pop, and youngins thinking this what life bout. I took another route, try and get my mother out. Youngins selling chicks, stripping, this what life bout. I took another route, try and get my mother out. I took another route, I took another route, I took another route, try and get my mother out. I took another route, I took another route, I took another route, try and get my mother out. Young boy with big dreams, I seen the bigger picture. Worry about the ones who care, not the ones who dish ya. I remember when they said I used to talk the talk, but now when grab a zip and just spark the spark. And now when grab a whip and just park the park. And now when grab some shades, make sure the tent is dark. Miss Gray told me as a youngin' that I could be great. Identify real, recognize fate. then separate, and that's what I did. On the road to riches, but I'm just a kid. I made mistakes, never regret. Seasoned rookie, sound like a vet. All my got shit to lose, all my got shit to prove. Focused on the mission, I refuse to lose. Too real to care, but I'm anonymous bruise. Got too much drive, drum race flow. Reppin' Philly everywhere I go. Pretty boy, not conceited though. Now I'm getting checks cause the way I flow. Hungry, young and something like a lion on the prowl. Trying to fight through the jungle just to make my mama proud. Lock, poppin', youngins thinking this what life about. I took another route, try and get my mother out. Youngins selling chicks, stripping, this what life about. I took another route, try and get my mother out. I took another route, I took another route. I took another route, try and get my mother out. I took another route, I took another route. I took another route, try and get my mother out.
Hey, Philly. Hey, Philly. Hey, Philly. Hey, Philly. Hey, Philly. The world is yours. Hey, Philly. The world is yours. Hey, Philly. The world is yours. Hey, Philly. The world
Hey yo, how we supposed to progress with the #1 murder rate? 1 out of 2 not even gon' graduate, let alone live long enough to find a soulmate. People getting killed cause of hating, just congratulate. First things first, put down your guns. My generation must have never heard of one-on-ones. We all know one, started off softer than a grape. Pack banana clips, now you roaring like an ape. It's never a need to keep a heater on your waist if you only worry about that dream you tryin' chase. While we the #1 city with most tats on our face. Less blacks with jobs, more suspects for a case. Trying to be real can have you making fake decisions. I challenge my peers, man, just stay up out the kitchen. Don't focus on the flipping, big picture in your vision. It's a world outside of Philly. Now let's go get this chicken, hey Philly.
Hey, Philly.